Election Day Part 2 is next Tuesday. Voters in Eagle are going to select a mayor in a special runoff election. Incumbent Mayor Jason Parris and City Council President Brad Pike, they are the finalists after no one in the field got more than 50% on election night. So we heard from Mayor Parris yesterday on the 208. In Part 2 of our Eagle election overtime coverage, Joe Parris sat down today with the challenger. Pike is the Eagle City Council president and a former city council member, vice mayor, and mayor for the city of Hollister, California. And about 10 years ago, Pike moved to Eagle after retiring from a career in firefighting in Santa Clara County. Joe Parris picks up the conversation with Mr. Pike on the question, why do you want to be mayor?
Well, one, it's a calling for me. This whole getting into local government to begin with is a calling. And I think there's some needs that need to be met on a larger level. And my drive is public safety and economic development. And so I feel that those two need to be addressed and need to be the cornerstone of our future.
If elected, what changes would you look to make, or what policies would you look to implement specifically for law enforcement or public safety?
Well, law enforcement, that's obviously my world. So we're deficient here in this city, and I've been kind of advocating for this for the last 4 years during budget hearings and whatnot, that we have to get behind, we're behind the 8 ball. We need to get in front of this, and we need to be proactive and have our law enforcement be a deterrent for the bad guys not wanting to come into Eagle. I would just like to see a little bit more funding coming up on the law enforcement side, which will mean we have to look at future capital projects and things like that, and how do we get in some of this other revenue that we get. It's just a reallocation and where your priorities are. My priorities as a mayor is the general welfare of a community. That's his main or her main responsibility. So that means safety and economics, and you don't want to have a community that falls short and gets into any kind of issues when the future budgeting is looked at. So one of my paramount things was to make sure that we allocate new funding mechanisms to bring on staff, the police staff, because we are deficient. We were at 25, and now we're bringing on 2 more. One's coming from the county and one's in training still. But we need to that puts us at 27 for 37,109 people. The sky's not falling. We're not going to become Chicago or any other big city, but we need to be proactively approaching our future and have a strategic plan in place, and I do have one.
Let's talk a little bit about growth. I know that one thing the people of Eagle were really passionate about over the last few years is the annexation of Avamore. Where did you stand on that? Where do you stand on that today?
Well, when you're the lone wolf that doesn't support a project, it kind of has a weird feel to it. And it was a hard decision for me. I know Avamore's there. They've already been there, and they're going to grow. We just weren't ready for them, in my opinion. We almost have 40 projects on the floor here that we have to allow to come to fruition and finish out building them, and that's going to put us up in the mid 40,000 just on its own. They're part of the family now. If you look at it from a family's perspective, I use this analogy, they were the unexpected birth that came into the family. You love them, you nurture them, you feed them, you take care of them. They're part of the family now. If
elected mayor, what do you think the city looks like 4 years from now?
Probably harmonious is the best word I can think of. Right now there's a divisiveness in the community that we're not going to pretend that there's not. I want to bring back communication. I want to bring back the harmonious feel. I want people to be proud of living in Eagle. We're the representatives for those people. We're supposed to be listening and representing the people. You have to put the needs of the people first. And if you get away from that, then you shouldn't even be in that position to begin with.
This Sunday morning on Viewpoint at 9 o'clock right here on 7, we will have the in-depth interview from Brad Pike, who you just heard from, as well as Mayor Parris. And thank you to both of them for their time this week during the busy week. And Brian, of course, Election Day is Tuesday, and there is also a mayoral runoff going on in Mountain Home. Our Hector Mendoza did a great profile with the candidates, so you can go to KTVB.com to find more about the Eagle runoff as well as the Mountain Home.
As you kind of pointed out while we were watching this story, I mean, the fact that the incumbent mayor didn't get a majority of the votes going out, there seems to be kind of a referendum there. Like maybe this could be closer than they think.
Yeah, it's very interesting because the way it broke out basically on election night was a third for Stan Ridgway, about a third for Mr. Pike, and about a third for Mayor Parris. So you have 2/3 there basically that did not vote for the incumbent. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out and the amount of campaigning they've done really over the last month, what type of impact that'll have next Tuesday, December 5th.
We'll find out, and we'll have that full coverage for you here at KTVB. Thanks, Joe.